It's thank you.
Very kind is joined directly in person.
That's often put in my time.
Yeah, we're live.
Right. Good evening and welcome everybody to this meeting of South Oxfordshire District Council's Cabinet. My name is Maggie Filipova-Rivers. I'm Vice Chair of this committee and I will be deputising for Councillor Rowan, who will be joining us online. I have been told that I need to tell you all that if in the case of fire, there's no fire alarm test planned, so please do make your way to the nearest exit and hopefully somebody handy will direct us. The assembly point is number 9. Is that right? Okay.
Yeah, just through the side door.
Thank you, Becky. Right, let us get going. It's a beautiful evening and we do have quite a meaty agenda to get through. So let's begin with Chair's announcements. I have none. So we'll move over to apologies for absence. Becky, can you take us through a roll call?
Yep, so if in alphabetical order, can members please confirm if they're present in the meeting room or present online? I'll start off with Councillor Robin Bennett.
Present in the room.
Thank you. Councillor Sam Casey Ray.
Present in the room.
Thank you. Councillor Maggie Filipova-Rivers.
Present in the room.
Thank you. Councillor Georgina Heritage.
Present in the room.
Thank you. Councillor Sam James Laurie.
Present in the room.
Thank you. Councillor David Roying.
Present online.
Thank you. And Councillor Anne-Marie Simpson. Thank you. And I can confirm we have had apologies from Councillor Beautiful Barker.
Thank you, Becky. So we'll move on to minutes, agenda item 3. We have 3 lots of minutes. Is everybody happy for me to sign those as an accurate record? Yeah, general nods.
Yeah.
Right, good. Do we need a second proposal for that? No.
If you would like to, we can do.
We're unanimously signing those off. Right, thank you very much. Right, agenda item 4 is declaration of interest. Does anybody have any interests that relate to any of the agenda items? Yeah,
Sorry, it's writing my name, so just on the cornerstone item, I've had some discussions with my events business about doing an event there later in the year. Nothing conclusive at this point, but be worth mentioning. I think I'm probably okay to still debate.
Yeah. General nods here from our chief exec. That's good. If anybody at any point spots an interest, please do let me know and we will note it. Okay. Agenda item 5, we're doing well here. Urgent business, there is no urgent business as far as I'm aware. And we also, moving on to public participation, we haven't got anybody registered to speak. Right? Great. Right, so recommendations and updates from other committees. This is under agenda item 7. I propose that we take those with the relevant items. So Becky will read those out for us when we get to those items. Yeah. Okay, great. So agenda item 8 is Q3 budget monitoring report. What we'll do with this one is Councillor Wayne will introduce it and then I will propose it and I'll be looking for a second. So do let me know if you get item. Over to you, Councillor Wayne.
Thank you. I'm stepping in for Councillor Barker, who would normally present this item, and my voice is sounding a little bit feeble. I'm hoping I'll make it through the introduction, but I'm mostly over the flu that stopped me attending, but it seems to have gone to my throat now. Q3 monitoring. This report covers the period from April 2024 to March 2024 and includes the revenue and capital position for the council. Council agreed a net revenue budget in February 24 of £23.5 million. This increased to 26.4 million after carry forwards from the previous year were added to the budget. During the last quarter, the team have reviewed those budgets which were identified to be required to carry forward at the end of the year. and these included budgets for multi-year grants and budgets for schemes covering a number of years. These have been now moved into a reserve fund to be available for future years to match the spending, and that reduces the working budget to 24.5 million. So quick recap there, we started off at 23.5 million, we added on carry forwards from the previous year, took us up to 26.4. We've taken away carry forwards that will go forward into the next year, so we're at 24.5, so £1 million more than we were originally budgeting. There may be further carry forwards identified at the year end, and the team will continue to identify those. The financial position as at the end of December shows a predicted overspend on service expenditure of just over £1 million. But investment income is expected to be £2.3 million above budget due to rates staying higher for longer, and therefore giving an overall position of 1.25 million. It says underspend, but reduction in deficit, I guess. We'll talk a little bit about the variances on spend, but the variance on the investment income, obviously difficult to predict, as this tends to be sort of governed by the world situation, which is anybody's guess at this moment. The service overspend is broken down to 440,000 relating to staffing and 602,000 relating to other areas. So on staffing, we've had to spend on agency staff in corporate property working on some high priority projects, and I trust that the cabinet know what those are. Finance have also spent additional resources to complete internal audit work plan, and agency to cover for a procurement post. And planning policy have a number of vacancies which are currently being recruited into. Other overspends relate to, and again, it's a reduction in income rather than no overspending, and that's the income for Cornerstone is below what was budgeted. However, when you come to look at the paper for that later in this meeting, you'll see it's significantly better than it has been previously. So there's always a debate on income lines as to how ambitious you are when you set your budget. And on this one, whilst there's improvement, it's not as much as we had put into the what was quite an ambitious budget. In housing and environment, with the introduction of garden waste permits, the income recognised in year is forecast to be down by £1 million, but that's due to the timing. We used to take the whole of the amount in when it was paid. Now we're doing an accruals basis where we spread it over the financial year. So it's purely a bookkeeping thing and will only happen in 1 year. On the upside, planning are seeing a higher than expected income as a result of higher application numbers. Though again, that comes and goes with the economy as developers decide to bring forward major sites or not. In terms of the capital programme, Council approved a budget of 19.4 million in approved budget and 13 million as a provisional programme. As at the end of December, the approved budget has increased to 30 million as things being moved from provisional to approved or new items going forward. And as of that period, 19.3 million of it's been spent. And obviously that the capital programme continues to be reviewed. I'll leave it at that. You've all seen these numbers before, but if you have any questions, I will do my best. And if my best isn't good enough, then I believe Anna is on the call to step into the breach.
Thank you. Anna Winship, is there anything further to add? I mean, Councillor Corinne's practically read the report out, so I think it was, it was pretty detailed. I have nothing further to add, and I have no questions. Anybody else?
Just to clarify for me, the investment income, is it still the case that we get the income from the previous year's investment income into this year's expenditure? If I phrase that correctly, rather than the current year's income.
David or Anna, would you like to take that one?
So bookkeeping questions, I'll leave that to Anna.
Yeah, it's bookkeeping.
Can I just clarify the question? So the income we get in the year is based on the investments that mature in the year. So if we take out an investment for say 3 months and it to an end in December, then that income is shown in this current financial year.
In the current year, okay,
Yes, yeah.
thanks.
Thank you. That was a curiosity question.
Expended year after. Okay, I knew it was something to do with
Yeah, I recall.
I wasn't completely that.
Yeah. Any more questions?
Right.
No more questions. We're into debate. Do we have any debate? Are we happy to note this? So the recommendation here is for cabinet. Cabinet is recommended to note the contents of the report. This is what I will be proposing. Who would like to second that? I need a second before we go into debate. Yeah.
Okay.
Robert will
Okay.
do it.
I'll do it.
Sam?
Sam.
Oh,
Yeah.
Sam, okay. Councillor Casey-Rera, will second, right? Do we have any debate?
And one thing I just wanted to thank Anna and the team for sorting out the long-term projects that were sitting in the policy and programs budget for a long time, when in fact they'd already been planned out over several years. So now it's much more of a realistic picture of what's happening.
The profiling.
For example, yeah, the profiling for the Didcot Garden Town, the Garden Community projects, because they were spread out over several years in reality, but were showing up as a underspent every time.
Yeah, thanks,
So
thanks
thanks, Anna.
you and team. I may appear that I'm rushing you. I'm not. Feel free to anymore. Right. So can we all agree to note the contents of the report? Unanimous. Thank you very much. So we will now move on to agenda item 9. This is the update to the Housing Delivery Strategy Action Plan 25-26. I will be introducing this. So it would be good to get a second as well if you have a think about who might want to do this. So I do have some notes. Effectively, this report comes on the back of our housing delivery strategy, which was adopted in 2022. And what happens is that we have an annual action plan, which moves us closer to our strategic objectives as per the housing delivery strategy. And in this report, you will see in Appendix 1, we have a report on what has been done over 24-25. And in addition to that, we have a really, really interesting, it's called supporting information. But really what it is a state of the nation in terms of our current demand for housing, our current social and affordable housing stock, and also some details around the delivery. I keep on saying that I will print this out and I will probably take this away and have it by my bedside table. It really is a very interesting and probably quite labor-intensive piece of work. So I do highly recommend for those who perhaps are our viewers or indeed other councillors to have a good look at that. I think it really does will help us with future decisions. And then in Appendix 2, I believe it is Appendix 2, we have a proposed action plan for 25-26. And this is developed by our officers with some input from me as cabinet member. And so really the recommendations here are that we note, let me find the recommendations. So we've got 2 recommendations. One of them is the cabinet notes the latest progress against the 24-25 action plan, and that we also review and adopt the proposed action plan for 25-26. So I will leave it there, and I'm happy to answer questions. I believe we've got Jamie online who will be supporting with more technical aspects if you have questions regarding those. So am I okay to open up for questions? Yeah, let's get questions. Questions on the housing delivery action plan. No questions. Very well. Do I have a seconder?
Second.
Okay,
Second.
Robin will second this one. So we're into debate. Would you like to speak now, Robin? Councillor Bennett?
Sure. Well, were you going to speak? Have you spoken?
Well, I've introduced it.
You introduced it. Yeah. Well, I would just say it's great to see this work continuing and developing, and I think it's the main. I know there's been a lot of work in the previous years in terms of working more closely with registered providers, and connecting to the planning policy as well. But then, of course, and the government talks about housing and affordable housing a lot, but they're really expecting planning system to provide that, when in reality there's a lot of underpinning that is necessary, and it's made clear in this report, the challenges that even just uptake of, even if a developer provides affordable housing, the rest of providers are struggling to take it all on at the moment. So we do need a varied strategy, I think, which we do have. And the other thing to note, of course, is local government reorganisation is creating a lot of uncertainty around the space as well. So I'm pleased that our action plan has some clear actions for the coming year, particularly to do with increasing our housing stock for the council, because that's the kind of thing that could easily be derailed. And I think it's good that we have a clear action plan, as well as working on those other sources of housing like land trusts and the empty homes policies, all of those things. So very happy to support this.
Thank you very much, Councillor Bennett. Do we have any more? Anybody online wishes to make a comment? I forgot to go to Jamie for any additional input. So Jamie, feel free if you have anything to add to this.
No, I think you covered it perfectly. But yeah, if there's any questions anyone wants to ask me during this or subsequently, then yeah, feel free to reach out.
Thank you, Jamie. No more? No. Well, just to sum up, as Councillor Bennett said, when we set out to develop the housing strategy, we just recognised that to tackle or to have a chance of tackling the challenges within in terms of the housing crisis, we needed a toolbox of solutions, which included both developer-led, community land trusts, us as a registered providers, etc., etc. Actually, one of the interesting aspects that probably I should have picked out in introduction is the empty homes and the work that we have really that really has started to pick up in terms of our enforcement strategy, but also that really collaborative work trying to bring those homes. And I remember that we probably were aware of about half of the ones, the 560 or so that have been noted in this report. So it's really, really good to see actually this work. And it's not an insignificant number, nearly 600 empty homes, you know, that could be in use. I think it will be, I'm keeping a close eye on this one. And I think it's one that we can do, you know, despite local government organisation, we can really progress there. And so thank you to all the officers for this report, and can we all adopt the recommendations? I don't need to read them out again.
It might be only one. Yeah. So if you can read out at least B, so I think it should be.
Oh, I said reviews and adopts, but oh yeah,
that's fine.
Review and adopt.
Yeah, that's okay, right? So we do have a small typo in B, which we will correct following this meeting, and it should say cabinet reviews and adopts. There is a little as missing there. All right, so can we all adopt the recommendations?
Yeah.
Unanimous?
Yeah,
Thank you very much. So we are now moving on to agenda item 10, which is the Cornerstone Development Action Plan update, and Councillor Georgina Heritage will introduce this. And do we have Phil Baker as the officer supporting for technical aspects? Do we have Dan?
Yeah, Phil and
Oh, great. So over to you.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, I'm delighted to introduce what I hope you'll agree is a very positive update on the progress of Cornerstone Arts Centre's action plan. The action plan was agreed by Cabinet in February 2024, and this report provides a snapshot review and essentially a one-year update on the 18 to 24 month delivery plan. The good news is we've made significant strides. My own involvement in this journey has been a pleasure, due mainly to the focused efforts of the new management team and their passion and vision for unlocking the potential of Cornerstone. The team has primarily focused on the growth elements of the programme and establishing the building blocks for a more professional and community engaged model of delivery, which will set the stage for transformative change. The achievements are all detailed in the reports, but I would like to just highlight some of the key points from the past year. The Council has successfully appointed key senior officers and established robust governance structures, including a project board and a core community group. These groups include representatives from the public, private and voluntary sectors, as well as elected members. Now, I can testify personally that the core community group is already proving its value and contributing some really helpful feedback, which can inform the communication, programming and direction for the Arts Centre. As well as community relationships, the management team has crucially forged strong national links through meetings with Arts Council England, the Heritage Lottery Fund, Oxfordshire County Council and Historic England, laying the groundwork for a comprehensive culture, creative industry, a comprehensive culture and creative industry and heritage strategy. I'd like to add to that I recently attended a very successful networking session hosted by Cornerstone, which brought together the Arts Council and theatre and arts providers from all over the district. And there was a real sense in the room that Cornerstone is front and centre of an emerging, exciting arts strategy. A number of operational reviews covering key areas like marketing, engagement and food and beverage offer are either underway or completed. These ongoing projects will drive efficiency and diversification as we move into phase 2. We've seen really encouraging growth in footfall and a clear latent demand for the Arts Centre's programmes. For example, the pantomime at Cornerstone more than doubled previous audience numbers, attracting over 1,500 new customers. And this pantomime was just the pilot, which only went on sale in August, so it's a hugely positive indicator. The focus now is on translating this increased footfall into greater financial returns per customer, increased revenue from existing activities, and higher margins through efficiency. These elements will be crucial in phase 2 of the action plan and will be further enhanced by the capital investments plan for 2025. You'll find more detail in the reports, including appendices in the Cornerstone report detailing the success of the recent pantomime. So in summary of the 24 actions listed in phase 1, 23 have commenced, 16 are completed or now embedded in business as usual, and we are on track to complete almost all actions within the original time frame, which is a tremendous achievement in the first year. The upcoming local government reorganisation and the strategic context has necessitated a revised scope for our culture strategy to better position the council for success, sector and community engagement and external funding. So this report reviews the past 12 months, and I look forward to presenting phase 2 of the transformation plans in June. This will outline the pathway to the Council's culture, creative and heritage strategy framework and will address the strategic operational issues and a shift towards sector-led approaches, including co-production and co-delivery across the network of theatres, culture and heritage venues in South Oxfordshire. I'd also like to comment that for the next report, we are fully supportive of the recommendations made at the recent scrutiny committee. I've met with officers and I've seen the work that's being done to bring some business information to this report, and I look forward to presenting this to you in June. Finally, I can only say that I've engaged with both users and of the centre and staff, and all report a new sense of vitality and investment in the centre, which is becoming evident in the performance data you can see in the report. I hope the papers have offered you a sense of the new, energised Cornerstone experience as it undergoes significant and, in my view, magnificent change and improvement.
Thank you very much for that introduction, Councillor Heritage. I will ask Phil and Daniel to contribute, but just before we do that, I will ask Becky to read out the recommendations from recent scrutiny committee, which I had the pleasure of attending. Becky, over to you.
Yes, of course. So as Cabinet is aware, Scrutiny Committee were asked their views on the draft report before it was presented to Cabinet today. As already mentioned by Councillor Georgina Heritage, Scrutiny Committee noted that a later report will come back in June outlining the future strategy for Cornerstone. The Scrutiny Committee would like to request that the Cabinet member considers including a more detailed analysis around segments of the business to support the future strategy.
Thank you very much. And yes, I was there, and I think there was quite a bit of consensus around that detail around segmentation. As we know, the Arts Centre has various types of kind of business elements to it, and so they just wanted to see a little bit more detail so that they can be better placed to provide some input. Right, Daniel or Phil Baker, have you got any further comments?
Nothing further to add, thank you.
All covered. Very, very good. Right. Do we have any questions?
Can I just ask one question? I'm trying to find the bit that I read about, but I can't find it, I'm afraid. It was just about, there's a bit about Barclays. There's a paragraph in it about Barclays' contribution. And I wasn't quite clear what that was because it sort of suggested a sponsorship, and I don't think that's what it is. Is that the banking hub?
Yes,
Yeah.
place the banking hub. Yes, yeah, they have a place.
They have that.
Yes, they should continue in, very important. Yeah.
It does say sponsorship in the report.
But I think it uses the word sponsorship. Yeah, it's a bit confusing.
But it is the banking hub.
It's not that there's lots of marketing materials with the Barclays logo on it, to my knowledge.
No, it's the banking hub.
Yeah.
Unless
Bill can
Phil
explain.
has anything to add.
It is the banking hub. It's the fee that's paid for the bank being there.
Thank you so much, Phil. And apologies, I mispronounced your name. Barker rather than Baker. I beg your pardon. Okay. Any more questions? Right. Can I have a seconder before? I will second this one. I will fight you for it.
Cheers.
So we're into debate, and as seconder, I will speak next, if that's okay. This action plan is very close to my heart. I was the previous cabinet member for this area of work, and it is really exciting to see so many completed and so many which have started. I love the co-production, the co-creation elements of it. It's really great that we have the community group, and really great to hear your input. But I think above all, the biggest difference I see is in the skills that we recognize that we were lacking before Daniel and Phil Barker came and joined the team. And we really value everything that you have done, and I really want to congratulate you. I recently spotted online that we have probably for commercial reasons, I don't know if I'm allowed to say the name of the comedian, and it has sold out in no time, and it was really exciting to see the auditorium looking so full. So I may or may not get a chance to go and see him, but it's amazing to see these bigger acts coming to Didcot. I think it's a real benefit. But one of the kind of things I want to mention is that we need to be really careful when we discuss Cornerstone. As much as we want to see it be as financially resilient as it can be, sustainable as it can be, we recognise that the services that are provided out of Cornerstone are just that. They're services. They are services that have been neglected over the years, not by us. We have very much invested in our arts, culture and heritage. But I think they have experienced real pressures over certainly since COVID and energy and cost of living challenges. And so I think it's really important to see those as an investment in our community's well-being, into community cohesion. We need to meet more, we need to share and celebrate our diverse culture and in our increasingly diverse communities. And so I really see this as as something that is actually vital. And so I think looking at the financial elements is important, but that social value is something that I want us to kind of continue to consider as a very important aspect of the delivery of this service. Sorry, I promise I wasn't going to waffle, but there we go. So does anybody else want to make any more comments on the action plan update for Cornerstone? Oh, we've got Councillor Wayne online.
Yeah, as someone who lives quite local to the site and uses it quite often, I just wanted to say how the atmosphere of the place feels so much more engaging, so much more exciting. Not just the performances, and I've spent a small fortune on tickets for performances this season, and there have in the past been seasons when I haven't. But I have a friend who's taken up amateur dramatics and has joined the theatre group there. Another friend who's taken up arts and has joined the art class. It feels like it's a place that people want to go. I met the leader of Vale of Whitehorse. We were meeting up for a quiet coffee. We thought we would do it in the Cornerstone Cafe. The place was actually buzzing with a mother and toddler group. It was, you know, it feels like a creative hub now in a way that it hadn't done for a while. So I just wanted to thank the officers for doing that, because it's a major programme to turn it around in that way.
Thank you, Councillor Wayne. We've got Councillor Bennett next.
Yeah, I would agree. In fact, I was there the other day for my daughter's school. The whole school dance program were all presenting their show there. So I think it's not just, it's becoming much more of a community hub, I think, which is really good. And I know, for example, the economic development team are planning to host the business breakfast there. We introduced that and have it at Cornerstone. And so it can be the cornerstone of culture in this area, if I may. It does have a lot of really flexible spaces as well as the theatre, and I think the building plans will also make it more flexible, hopefully. And I'm glad it's been brought in. It's connected in with the Didcot Garden Town programme, and because it's a very key project to make, because Didcot is such a fast-growing place and is still growing, and it really needs Cornerstone, I think. So well done to everyone. I look forward to seeing the next report.
Thank you very much, Councillor Bennett. Any more comments? Would Councillor Heritage like to sum up?
Well, only to say that significant progress has been made in implementing the action plan, focusing on optimising the in-house delivery model. Key personnel have been appointed. You've seen the results of that, and the comments on how energised the centre is as a result. The project board and community group, strategic connections are being forged, programming has been reviewed, marketing strategies have been improved, the building optimisation, including decarbonisation and capital improvements are underway. The Barclays lease has been renewed. There are early signs of improved financial performance. And I just feel this is an exciting and energised approach from the new management team. The Cornerstone Action Plan review has driven improved financial performance, and equally importantly, as you said, Councillor Filipova Rivers, it's equally important. It's increased the social value and benefit to the community.
Thank you so much, Councillor Heritage, and I have to say thank you very much for all the energy and passion you bring to it. So the recommendation here is that the Cabinet notes the progress made in implementing the Cornerstone Development Action Plan, Appendix 1, to optimise operation of the in-house delivery model before any consideration is given to alternative operating models. Can we all adopt the recommendation? Thank you all very much. Right, the next agenda item is going to be in confidential session. It relates to the future delivery of the leisure management contract, and it is to review those in light of local government reorganisation. So we need to agree to exclude the public. Do I have anything that I need to read in terms of this? The council hereby gives notice that it intends to hold part of the cabinet meeting in private to consider the following items for the reasons set out in the exclusions of the public item above. Oh, it's this one. Thanks. I was doing so well. To consider whether to exclude members of the press and public, which we have many, I'm sure, from the meeting for the following items of business under Section 12A of the Local Government Act 1972, as amended on the grounds that it is likely that there will be disclosure of exempt information as defined in paragraph 3, Schedule 12A, and the public interest in maintaining the exemption outweighs the public interest in disclosing the information. Can we all agree to exclude the public? Great, thank you very much. Can we stop the streaming?
Susie, please. Oh, sorry, Nick, just see Nick's popped up. Oh no, Susie, please can you end the broadcast, please?